So now what we discuss first in inflation chapter? Definition of the inflation. So what do you mean by definition of the inflation? So generally economy divided into three sectors, right? Four sectors we can say. Firms sector, household sector, next government, external sector. And the connection between them is financial sector. The banking, NGFCs, all those things comes under. These are all the four sector model by connected by financial sector. So goods are produced by the firms, consumed by household. So here, if food is required or medicines are required, so during the COVID time, if medicines cost are too much high, can household people bear that expenditure and they can survive? In this context, government involved controlling the firms, fixing the prices or not. So that means, so in case we have a better vaccine in other country and government has the role to protect the citizen, can government hesitate to take the medicine from external country or other country? It easily requests the country to send some vaccine bottles to India. So here external sector also important for inflation discussion. Okay, so if anything change in the firm's production, it will impact the purchasing power of the goods and services by household sector. So that's why all the sectors we will discuss. So that means a slight increasing in the goods and services produced by a firms is allowed, but abnormal increase, it causes problem for the government. So people need goods are at affordable prices. If companies fixed at high prices, so can people vote for the political party next time? So if tomatoes are kg 200 rupees, most of Indian population are poor and middle class, rich are very less fragment. In this case, they could not able to fulfill their day-to-day needs, especially nutrition and food. So will they show their anger to the ruling political party in next election or not? Understand? So this is how government spend some money. It purchases tomatoes at 200 rupees per kg, but it distribute for the people at 50 rupees per kg. Now it is affordable for the people. But what about the government? Government make a debts to purchase the tomatoes at 200 kg. Then that debts are cleared by people themselves by paying the more taxes. Understand? So that means it is loss, right? Here government is the sufferer. When government is trying to protect the people, government is suffering. When government gave up the ants, citizens are sufferers. Understand? There should be a foreseen approach. That's why upcoming year, so what goods are required? How much food grains are required? All industries are working to fulfill the demand of the people or not. That is overseen by the various ministries, including Finance Ministry, Ministry of Industries, Ministry of External Affairs, Ministry of Trade and Commerce, many people, even public distribution also, Ministry of Food Processing and Public Distribution, everybody control the economy and they overseen that the interests of the people to be protected. Otherwise, their ministries would not come in the next time. So this is how even not only government, RBI also work for the controlling the inflation, but some little bit increase is allowed. Okay, but more increasing in the prices are not tolerable by the majority population. So that's why inflation is very important. It can collapse the country. It can collapse the political parties. It can bring the, see, now we can see that. So due to what we call floor rates very high in Pakistan, the people are fighting among themselves to get that floor. In Sri Lanka too, 1 kg of liter petrol became 2000 rupees, 1 egg became 200 rupees. Food, people cannot survive without having the food, but they lacked the money. Then what they will do? So they steal wherever the goods are present. If you fire on the people, they are the citizens of the country. So internal rebellion, conflicts will arise or not if they don't control the goods and services price properly. So that is the most important. It is everything is related to money, and majority people are poor. So when it comes to their survival versus government, they overthrow any kind of government. Understand? So this is a very important. So now we will start with what is inflation. So inflation refers to sustained rise in general prices. So sustained rise, sustain means continuously rise in the general prices. So you can write keywords, sustained rise in the general prices of both goods and services. Both goods and services over a period of time. Understand? That we can write. So we consume goods, we consume services. Some goods are essential goods, consumer goods. Okay. Some goods are capital goods. Some goods are non-essential goods. Okay. So education, preparing for IAS, is it essential or non-essential?
Non-essential, sir.
Why non-essential?
It is not a vital need, sir.
So non-essential, why? Because without having this IAS exam preparation, not becoming IAS also, we can survive. Understand? Essential things means which threaten our survival considered as a essential. Understand? So it is luxury. Luxury is status oriented. And everybody say it is a service. Service oriented commodities are not present. Everything yes. Okay. So you know what do you mean by inflation? A sustained rise of the prices of general prices of goods and services in an economy in a particular period of time. So in our economy, monthly we will calculate how much a particular egg prices has increased, chicken price increased, mutton price increased. These are all the food category. So next petrol increased, diesel increased. These are all the fuel category. So we divided all goods into different categories: food, fuel, imported items. This is how they classify and they measure every month, and they release that statistics or trends every monthly basis. So inflation reduces the purchasing power of money. For suppose an egg is 5 rupees, one egg is equal to 5 rupees. So if egg price is increased to 10 rupees, for 100 rupees, how many eggs you can purchase at this situation? In the first situation, a family can brought 20 eggs by using 100 rupees. Here, the family can brought only 10 eggs by using the 100 rupees. Okay, 10 eggs by using the 100 rupees. So now, when the price value of the egg increased, the money value increased or decreased? The purchasing power of 100 is increased or decreased? Reduces. Earlier, it fetched the 20x. Now it fetched only 10x. That means the money became useless. So that's what I am saying. In 1990s, 1 crore is equal to 2024 equivalent of 500 crore. So why? So the goods which can purchased by using 1 crore in 1990, the same goods nowadays to purchase, we need to spend 500 crore. That means money same. Then 1 crore calculation is there, Indian rupee only. Now 1 crore calculation is there in Indian rupee. So we cannot get the same goods. That means money purchasing over a period of time declines due to the reason of inflation. Understand? So money purchasing power in any economy declines due to inflation only, no other reason. So a rupee buys fewer goods than before. A rupee buys fewer goods than before. That is already present. So economists like Milton Friedman, you don't need to remember in GS the person's name. So you can say that, so always and everywhere monetary phenomena. So inflation is universal. It present in all the societies, all the economies. So I have seen one circulation in social media. So he mentioned like 1970 rates of the hotels. Idli 1.5 rupees. A plate idli is 1.5 rupees. Now the same plate of idli is 25 to 30. It varies from place to place. Minimum below 20 rupees, we cannot get the idli one plate. So that means money power increased or decreased. Purchasing power of the money decreased from 1970 to present. Okay. So if we get the 2 plates of idli for 1.5 rupees in 2024, in that situation, money power, purchasing power increased or decreased? So one plate in 1970 is 1.5 rupees. So 2024, so if you get like 2 plate of idli for 1.5 rupees, in this case, purchasing power of the money increased or decreased? Purchasing power of the money increased or decreased? So what is your name? The girl you joined newly, right? What is your name? Em peram mani peru? So you can unmute your mic and you can talk to me.
Okay, sir.
Em peram mani peru?
Shravani, sir.
Shravani. Okay, nice. So now you can tell me. So money power compared to 1974 to 2024 in this context increased money purchasing power or decreased?
Increased, sir.
So here it is increased.
Ah.
Over a period of time, that is universal phenomenon. Over a period of time, money purchasing power declines. Okay, this is hypothetical. It never happens. So gold, can it become a 5,000 for 10 grams in future? Do you have that kind of if you predicted and if you propagated that idea, they say that you are a mad person. So right now, 10 grams of gold is 1 lakh above. If you propagate an idea like the gold of 10 grams will become 5,000 in 10 years, they will laugh and they say, you are a mad person. They are saying that 1 lakh became 5 lakh. 10 grams of gold will become 5 lakhs after 10 years. So that means every item value increases over a period of time. It never fall down. Understand? So this is natural and it applies for every good. So examples. So if inflation is 6%, something cost 100 rupees last year. So the cost of 106 this year. So inflation increased at the rate of 6%. And last year we purchased a good at 100 rupees. Then this year, what is the price of that good? So last year we purchased a 1 pen at 100 rupees. Now the inflation of the pen increased at 6% rate. This year, what would be the pen cost? 106 rupees. So this is how inflation we measured in the percentage. Each and every good, how much percentage increased when compared to last year. So though they release the data, inflation data monthly, comparisons are always with the previous year data. Okay, so April, for say June 2025, the pen cost is 106 rupees. They compare how much percentage it rose, that they by taking the June 2024 pen cost. So these comparisons are year on year, but they should know which goods are difficult to purchase by the people to take the immediate steps. They release monthly statistics. Comparisons are meant for year on year. But immediately, if some good is increasing drastically, so some people are suffering. To control the measures, to control that high price rise, immediate steps are required. For that purpose, monthly they release. So which goods are abnormally increasing, so that it creating a difficulty for the people to stop them immediately. That is policy purpose only, they release monthly. Okay, how much increase is always calculated. So percentage of inflation calculated, percentage of inflation increase calculated year on year. So monthly releases are meant for policy formulation. So monthly releases meant for policy adjustments. So policy adjustments. Sorry, clear. Why do they release monthly? To adjust fast growing good cost into less, or controlling the fastly moving prices of the some goods. So for that purpose. But how much a particular good increase, that they calculate by using the previous year. And sometimes real inflation, how much they increased in a 5 years span or 10 years span, they calculated by taking the base year also. Base year prices also there. So base year prices. So why base year prices? That we will discuss in the upcoming slides. So inflation in any country measured to CPI, WPI, GDP deflator. So these three we used in India. CPI, WPI and GDP deflator. These three we used in India, but a producer price index globally used but not in India. So globally used, but in India they are not using. Producer price index is also used to measure the inflation, but it is used by most European countries or highly developed countries, but we are not using in India producer price index, which also measure the inflation. In India, we are using only CPI, WPI, GDP deflator. So they might simply ask the question, which of the following indicators are used in India to measure inflation? That is enough. If we don't have the strong knowledge, that is enough, easily we can catch. So simply I will write a MCQ. First you finish it. I will discuss. I will discuss why we don't follow PPI. We will discuss later. So slide by slide we will go. Okay, store. So క్లియర్గా రాసుకోం, తర్వాత ఇబ్బంది అయింది మళ్ళీ మనకి. సో బుక్స్లో ఒక రకంగా ఉంటాయి, ఇక్కడ స్లైడ్స్ మీద నేను మల్టిపుల్ సోర్స్ నుంచి తీసుకొని వస్తాను. సో నా ఏ సింపుల్ ఎంసీక్యూ యూ కెన్ సీ.
సార్ ఇంకా అవ్వలేదు సార్.
అవలేదా? So now you can tell me what is your answer. So which of the following inflation measuring indicators present in India are followed by Indian economy? So first one is GDP deflator, second one is CPI, industrial workers, third one is producer price index. Now you have sufficient knowledge. It is just like what I taught, I tested on the same. But if you give this question, 90% of people, they are unclear about PPI. Why? Because PPI discussed in every book. Okay, they thought that PPI also a measure of inflation, but whether it is followed in India, not, that they forgot it. Understand? Because they know that PPI also a inflation indicator. So because it is present in all the books, they have the memory of, they read it once. So they simply stick this one also included in India. Understand? So this is how 90 to 95% people, they do mistake only. The clarity is very much important. Precision of clarity. Okay, overall general knowledge is different. Precision of every, that we call as a reading in between the lines. So every catchy word should be underlined. Understand? So that's why you can highlight that wherever not in India, that term should be highlighted. PPI also a inflation index, inflation measuring index, but not using in India. Understand? Simply, what is the answer, Lalita Kala?
2 సార్. అదే ఓన్లీ 2 సార్.
B, only 2 indicators are correct. So what about this one? Did we discuss this one?
2 స్టేట్మెంట్స్ కరెక్ట్ సార్, 1 and 2.
So are you sure? What about second one? CPI industrial workers. How can you presume that that is also measured in India? Because not yet I discussed. Hmm. Yeah, what about you, Praniti? Because first one, it is present on the above line only, GDP deflator. Third one, just now I told we are not measuring in India. What about the second one? I haven't discussed right now.
Sir, I know CPI only, not industrial.
CPI is a generalistic term. CPI has divided into five, I already told you. While syllabus discussion time, CPI rural, CPI urban, CPI combined, CPI industrial worker, CPI rural labor, so CPI agriculture labor, all we discussed or not. All these things are measured in India. Understand? So during the discussion of syllabus, I explained these are all measuring in India. So answer is 2 only. You don't need to get worried. You will get it gradually. So next one, types of inflations. Types of inflations. So there are multiple types of inflations are there. So demand pull, supply pull, 2 types are there. So demand pull means what? So during festive season, every culture has belief of some festival must and should they eat the non-veg. That belief is there. So in that situation, during that festive season, if they choose to eat mutton or other chicken or other varieties, in that festive season, those meat value increases or decreases. Because all the people come for that. Normal time, if Sunday is come, some families only prefer to eat the non-veg. Some other families, they use another items to eat it. But it is a compulsory to eat means all the people at a time come for the meat. So because people demanded more meat, but availability of animals are less. In this case, only some of the people who offer more money, they will get the meat. That means price of the meat increased or not. So that we call as a demand pull. So when people are requiring more number of goods, but the supply is very less, automatically the value of the goods increases. That is, so demand is higher. So supply is not reaching that demand. So you are a students expecting like 100 iPhones. In market only 50 iPhones are there. In this case, what would happen? If 100 people need iPhone, but 50 iPhones are there, then everybody trying to offer how much is offered, I will give more money, give it to me. That means here, if 100 mobiles are there, 100% demand, 100 people demanded, can they increase the product? Price of the product is not increased. Why? Because everybody come because he will take one phone, I will get my phone. If 50 are there, then it like a competitive situation. Everybody try to offer more money than the actual price. This is how when demand is exceeding the supply, automatically the prices increases. So caused by excessive demand over the supply. Festival season spending. Season spending. Generally, people spend a lot of the money in festival time. So prices of the items increases in festival season. So non-festival season, people are not coming to the factories, people are not coming to the shops. So they put offers. Understand? Lean season, non-festive season, they put offers. Understand? So festival time, so if you are not, some other people will purchase because all people need to spending at that time. So this is how. So demand full inflation. So suddenly COVID time, demand for the fruits and vegetables has increased. Fruits and vegetables has increased and immunity boosters has increased. So all the people spending on the money, supply less, then they increase the prices. Understand? So this is how not only festive season, other season, whenever people wanted to consume particular good very high and the economy is unable to supply how much they are expecting, then automatically the good value increases. So here demand means how much people expecting. Supply means how much produced by the factories. So this is the factories production. So demand means household consumption. If household consumption is more than the factory supply, prices increases or decreases? So inflation increases or decreases? Household consumption is higher, but the factories are unable to meet their expectation. Then automatically the value of the goods and services increases. If household consumption less, less than the factory supply, so people are expected only 100 mobile phones, but the company produced 200 mobile phones. Then what would happen here? Only 100 people are desired to purchase it. Remaining additionally produced. How you will sell these things remaining 100? So whatever the money you give, or at least production cost you will give, I am giving it ready. Because here demand is not such that for 200, only for 100. So in this case, when household consumption is less than the factory supply, so that we call as a deflation. The prices decreases. So prices increases. The situation we call as a inflation. So deflation, that means price decline. So that we call as a deflation. When both are same, household consumption, how much? That is met by the factory supply. Prices are stable. And prices are stable, and these are all the normal prices. Okay, so if this condition is there in an economy, what should be the ideal price of a laptop, ideal price of a pen, ideal price of some kind of AC, refrigerator? So normal prices, ideal prices means what you can consider?
Demand equal to supply, sir.
Yes. So that means neither increasing of the product nor decreasing of the product. So that situation only fulfills during the time of how much economy is demanding the goods. That many goods are produced by factories. Then neither high, neither low. That is normal prices. Understand? So generally these conditions are not prevailed. Okay. During the drought time, agriculture produce decline or not? Can we control the drought? Can humans control the drought? El Nino, some other phenomena, climatic phenomena are there. So that we cannot control. All of the sudden, cyclones come and they destroy the crops during the time of harvestation. So then food grain supply decline or not? So seasonally, when tomatoes are growing and the farmer is happy for the bunty harvest, within the overnight, a pest attack and completely damaged the crop. So the pest attack is region wise. That means almost a district which is cultivating the tomatoes, they got spoiled due to a sudden overnight disease. Then demand increases, but supply reduces. So there are so many factors that we cannot control by a human beings. Economy cannot control. So, but these things can we control? Demand full. Okay. So supply. So demand full inflation can be controlled or not? So with proper planning, demand full inflation can be controlled. With the proper planning, we should be very careful about the how much festive seasons are coming. So we should get ready with the many number of goods. Last year, how much demand made from the people. So we need to increase 10% more goods than the last year. Then automatically prices will be normal. Understand? So cost push. So cost push inflation. Cost push inflation, can we control or not? What do you mean by, first of all, cost push inflation? So for suppose there is a computer. So computer need screen, that is LCD screen we called chips. Various chips are needed, batteries are needed. Within the laptop, battery is present. So electronic power supply, electronic supply things are there. So many conductors are there. So all these things made by different factories, and they brought into a single place. They assemble and make a final good called laptop. Okay, so this is the laptop. So now this one is $5. This one is $5. This one is $10. This one is like $20. So now all these things are imported into a company. So the workers who are fixing this one, that is also cost of making a computer. So that fixing one is like $20 or $50. You can say $50 is the wages for the employees who did fixing work. So next one is, so those are all couriered. Okay, the transportation cost we can add like a $10 for each laptop. Understand? So these are all the various expenses incurred to make a final product. And if you include the profit of the company, that is $10, because all these things you do not for a charity, you need some profit on each laptop. So this is the amount. Now, if LCD costs suddenly increased due to not availability in the market, then it became a $5 became a $20. Then the overall laptop price is $300. So now he increases this to $350 or not. Understand? So whatever the inputs required to make a final good, any change in the value of the inputs, it will impact on the total price of the product. That only we are calling as inflation. Understand? So cost push inflation. Cost push inflation. So here wages are part of cost or not? The employees' wages, raw material. So next, owner's profit. All these things are the part of cost to make the product. If anything is increased here, the final product increases. Understand? So now you can write cost push inflation, rising the production costs. Rising the production costs. What are all the production costs means? Salaries. So wages or salaries of the employees. Okay. Oil prices increase. That is transportation cost we call. Oil prices, transportation cost. Raw material cost. Raw material cost. If these areas are increased, automatically the goods value increases. So to reduce these prices, government come up with a policies of, so they establish a companies. So we are importing some of the goods from other countries. If these goods are made in India, the transportation cost reduces. Okay, employment opportunities creates, and assembling occurs here. So the product cost decreases or not. Understand? So those which are all not available in India, substitution, domestically developing that industry, the goods value decreases. Understand? So this is how government policies are most of related to cost push inflation. Okay, demand pull inflation generally taken care by the corporate people, corporate firms. They analyze the last year trends of how many washing machines are purchased by the people during the festival season. So they increase 10% of additional production to last year demand. So this is corporate people generally take care. Okay, cost push inflation, government policies influences. Subsidies, it might be in the form of giving subsidies, or reducing the taxes on imports, or developing a industry in India. There is no need of importing from other countries, developing domestic industries. So solar cells, solar panels are encouraged in India to create it. And next one is chips. Integrated chips we are importing it from China and other countries. For that we are paying huge dollars. If that chip making industry also developed in India, so we don't need to pay, and the costs also come down. So cost push inflation generally taken care by the government policies. Understand? For say transportation cost increased by promoting the electrical vehicles, the cost of the transportation decreases or not. Understand? So this is how government policies are mostly working under cost push area. So structural inflation. Structural inflation means so India economy structure is agriculture, majority people dependent, industry, here nearly 20% of people are dependent. So service sector, 15% people, here 20% people, here almost 65% people. Understand? So 65% people. So now you can see total 100 people, 65% people are present in agrarian sector, 20% people are present in the industrial sector. Overall, 85%. Remaining 15% people are IT, banking, tourism. So this is this is the structure of Indian economy. So sectoral structure. Understand? So here structural means, so agrarian sector in India, even today they follow traditional method of cultivation. So output is not generating, but people had grown into 140 crore. 140 crore. But the food grains they supplying are mostly wheat and paddy. Wheat, paddy, they are sufficiently supplying. But remaining cereals, pulses, okay, dal, and you can say oil, crude, that is oil, palm oil, coconut oil. These kind of oil supply is not meeting for 144 people. Food grains are sufficiently supplied, but these are all not the all agrarian goods. So remaining agrarian goods are not. That means in India, if you take vegetable prices are seasonally rising, fruits prices are seasonally rising. So that means lack of proper cold storages, lack of proper policies, we are unable to supply the agricultural goods for entire population. So that vegetables, fruits, oil prices, cooking oil prices, everything increases. So it is structural problem or not? Agrarian structure is not modernized, is not encouraging for all type of crops. It is encouraging for only cultivation of few crops. Understand? So this is how Indian structural problem. What are all the problems in industry? So all industries are not developed in India. Some of the industries we are still importing. Some of the goods, due to unable to produce in India, we are importing it. That is also a problem. If we could have developed that import substitution, domestically developed industries, that imports will also be reduced. Even we export the goods to other countries. So in every sector there is a problem. Understand? That problems causes the increasing the prices, that we called as a sectoral inflation, structural inflation or sectoral inflation. So due to persistent inflation, due to supply bottlenecks, the agriculture, the farmers are unable to supply goods required for the. So if you want eat mango in November month or September month, so 1 kg of mango would be how much? Mango in April and May, 1 kg comes around 100 rupees, but farmer will receive 20 rupees only. That is different story. You are the consumer, how much you are paying for mangoes for 1 kg in April and May. So April, May, June, July, up to these months, we will get the mangoes, not in April, May, June, July, fully available mangoes in the market, price reduces. Okay, so the same mangoes, somebody wished to eat in September month. Can he get for 100 rupees? First of all, can he get mangoes?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
So is it possible to get mangoes if we properly plan? No, it's not that. My question is like, can it possible to arrange mangoes in September month? Though they are seasonal crop, they come into harvestation at the end of the March or April. So do you want to eat mangoes in September? Can it be possible?
Yes.
I don't want answer for whatever you are giving, like lengthy answers. I don't. Is it possible or not? No? Are you sure?
Possible, sir.
Huh?
Possible.
Possible. She told possible. How? How? In Indian agrarian sector, lack of cold storages for the farmers, seasonal crops they are selling with less prices. If they have in every village cold storages are there, they don't sell it for the 20 rupees per kg mangoes even in summer months. They store excessive crop in cold storages. In lean season, they sell in the market. In this situation, can we get mangoes in September and October are possible or not?
Possible.
So, but rates, if some middleman did this thing, and you see, even if you demand like DMart and other things, they will show non-seasonal fruits also. So, how they are doing? By storing them into a cold storages and they are releasing in the non-season time, they are putting triple prices, four time prices. So, if see this increasing in the mango in September time, 1 kg like 500 rupees due to structural bottlenecks, lack of cold storage facilities. Understand? So inflation could be a possible due to structural problem, lack of proper institutions, proper infrastructure. So structural problems there you can write lack of proper infrastructure to save the goods, which causes the rising inflation in later months. Understand? So government will actively promote to remove the structural inflation or not. So government should allocate a scheme and allocating a fund, constructing every village one cold storage to place their harvest station. Like not only fruits and vegetables, they can put chilies, they can put other things. So when price rise is low, market crash and low prices offering by the market, they can store it in the cold storage and they sell it when prices are normal or higher. So if they do this one, what would happen? Is it possible or not in India? So even if that is the case, in every village, all the farmers, they mobilize funds, they can construct the cold storage. But in India, everybody knows, every politician knows, every bureaucrat knows, and every educated person knows how to make agriculture sector is a profitable. But nobody takes initiative. Why? See, Modi brought a agriculture reform laws, agrarian reform laws. So investment of the corporate people money to pump into agriculture sector. So that what they will do? They construct cold storages, they purchase directly from the farmers, they put in the cold storages, they supply all over the India, prices will come down. Consumer will benefit, farmer will benefit. But in Punjab, Haryana, they forced hesitations to withdraw this farm laws. Why? Very simple reason. Paddy procured by the government for FCI. Then the paddy is sold to the millers. Millers make that into a rice and they send it to the FCI. In this transaction, quotation will be higher. So the minister says that miller, you can quote. Generally, it will be done at 500 rupees. Okay, for a quintal, 100 kgs, 500 rupees, they can polish it. He will ask that you give quotation of 1000 rupees, I will approve it. Understand? That remaining 500, that is out of the cost. What they will do it? The miller will take 50 rupees, the minister will take the 450 rupees. So this is how Shiromani Akali Dal, it looted so much of money from the farmers, Punjab. And that farmers' agitation was a sponsored agitation. Actually, Modi tried to make agriculture sector as a profitable business, but that some UP people, some Haryana people, some most of the Punjab farmers, so they were taken money, sponsored movement. So, and it was the time of election year, you could not able to take the risk, he withdraw that loss. Otherwise, every farmer, he will come out of the debt. So you will see the lot of profits. This is how in India, if somebody try to do good things, other people for their self benefits, they drag it, that policies back. So that is different story. We will discuss in the governance, corruption, various forms. So generally structural inflation means what you understand, you can tell me. Structural inflation means what did you understand? That you can tell me in your own words. So you can, technical term is bottlenecks, in lack of infrastructure, or else bottlenecks, unable to realize the benefits. That is bottlenecks. Bottleneck means, so whatever the liquid present here, the cap is bottleneck. It not allow come out. So those kind of problems does not allow come out of the profits for the farmers or consumers. Benefits are not occurring for farmers or consumers due to that bottleneck. Something is hurdle between the consumers and farmers. So that we can say infrastructural problems. So lack of cold storages causes agriculture sector problem. Lack of proper policies causes the industrial sector problem. So this we can see. So built-in inflation. Built-in inflation means, so our economy we had designed in 1952 through planning process. So this process has some disadvantages because we built a structure, we built an economy. In this model we have chosen, the model itself has some disadvantages and it causes the inflation. So built-in economy means, so in every economy it is present. In every economy it is present. We cannot remove this one. We cannot remove this one. That's why built-in. Without having this inflation, no economy exists. So what is built-in? So wage price spiral. Wage price spiral means the workers demand more wages from the management. So can management deny or accept it? Deny or accept it? Every year salary revision occurs in every industry or not? 5% or 10% based on the employee performance. Even government employees, starting salary and after 10 years salary, both are same or different? Understand? So that means in even private employees also, starting salary increases year on year 10% or 5%. So that means revision of the wages, that is input cost increasing for the production making. Then automatically the price of the goods should be increased to cover these losses or not. Understand? So that is built in and it is not yet over. It is a cycle. It is a cycle. So first of all, why do they ask for rise of the wages? So outside everything is increased. Outside all the goods and services increased prices. With the existing salary, they cannot run their families. Understand? So what they ask is to rise my salary according to rise in the goods and services. So salary revision occurs, salary increases. So now with rising salary, they start to purchasing this one. Understand? So when demand increases, again these prices increases. So to meet the rised prices, again they demand the management to increase the salaries. So this is called spiral. So spiral means rotate. Because goods and services prices are higher, you demanded the management high salary. With this high salary, you purchase the goods with higher prices. Again, the prices of the goods increases. And again, you come to the management, rise my salary. This is how spiral. It is present in every economy. That's why built-in, built-in inflation. So this is present. That's why 100 years earlier prices, present year prices are not same. Because prices increases, salaries increases. Salaries increases, again they purchase the goods, automatically increases. When everybody has 5,000 rupees salary only, can the good of jewelry increases prices? Because their money, salaries are increasing, they are purchasing the goods, jewelry. Then jewelry prices are increasing. Again, they go to the management. Sir, outside cost is so much high, I cannot survive with this salary, rise its salary. Again, he will go and purchase the real estate. Sir, outside cost is very high, again rise my salary. This is how it is a spiral. That is built-in inflation. So next, inflation classified on the basis of growth on year on year. So growth. So for suppose when compared to last year, the price is moderate, very low. That is 3% only increased. Last year the pen cost is 100 rupees. This year 3%. That we call as a creeping. Just 0 to 3%. 1%, 2%, 3% rise or no price rise. That we call as a mild inflation. Mild inflation or creeping inflation. Mild inflation or creeping inflation. Next. So walking. So walking means 3 to 7%. Last year pen is 100 rupees. Now this year is 104 rupees, 105 rupees, 107 rupees. That we call as a walking inflation. Walking inflation means year on year rises 3 to 7%. So next, running inflation. So when compared to last year, this year the cost of the pen is 107 or 110. That we call as a running inflation. That is the inflation growth rate. So inflation growth rate based, we can classify creeping inflation, walking inflation, running inflation, and galloping inflation. So greater than 10%. Galloping inflation means greater than 10%. Hyperinflation, greater than 50%. So the currency value useless during the hyperinflation. So petrol rate is last year 100 rupees. This year 150. Next year, what about next year? If
200.
it is 50% increasing. First year 100 rupees. Second year 150. Next year what would happen? 50% of this one you should add.
200.
70, 75 you should add. 225. Next year 50% of this one. Understand how much it come? 110 rupees you should add. So 110 means almost 335 or 340 rupees. Within 3 years, a liter became 400 rupees. Understand? So this is how hyperinflation make currency useless. So if you take so many bags of things, you will get 1 kg of tomatoes. Understand? So hyperinflation faced countries are Zimbabwe, Sri Lanka, right now Pakistan. So it will take time to settle. When the causative factors are fixed, then economy come back. Sometimes they change the economy itself by changing the currency. Or inflation, if they don't use the money, you have some goods, I have another goods. You need my goods, I need your goods. Barter system they follow. Instead of using the currency, they resort to the barter system. Understand? So you have the milk, I have some rice. So I need milk, you need rice. So we both exchange. Do we use any money here? So if money means you have to get a big bag, I have to get a big bag. So this is how it is not possible. So hyperinflation means almost that economy you can say collapsed. Understand? So this is how we can say creeping, walking, running, galloping, hyperinflation. Hyperinflation examples are we can say Zimbabwe. So during the Germany after World War II, World War I and II, Germany situation after World War I and II, they had faced the hyperinflation. So next Zimbabwe, inflation, Great Depression, that is different story. So because they defeated in the war, so their economy got collapsed. Great Depression occurred in Europe, North America. So, but here hyperinflation occurred due to losses in the war. Okay. So Zimbabwe due to mismanagement of the economy, so they had seen the hyperinflation. And Sri Lanka, and right now Pakistan. So 1 liter of 1 kg sugar, 2000 rupees, 1 liter petrol, almost 1000 rupees above. That is hyperinflation. So next, core inflation versus headline inflation. So in an economy, for suppose agrarian goods are there. So how many goods can be possible to produce from agriculture sector? Agrarian goods, like we say 1000 different goods can be possible, 1000 or 10,000 also possible. So industrial sector, so we can say 10,000 goods or 1 lakh goods are produced from industrial sector. Service sector, so there might be a 500 different services present in India. So this combined we can call as a economy. Production of these two are comes under goods. This is the services. So now in agrarian goods, some pickles are there, fish, dried fish, okay, muttons are there, vegetables are there, so many things. Fruits are there, food grains are there, cereals are there, milk, curd, yogurt. If you calculate like byproducts of the agrarian sector, it easily reach to the 10,000 products. Understand? So now 10,000, 1 lakh 500. So 1 lakh 10,000, 10,000 in agriculture sector at maximum Indian economy produces 10,000 goods. Some of the goods are pickles, fish, mutton, vegetables, okay, fruits. So food, that is grains, wheat, barley, these things are grains, and cereals, dal, pulses, everything. If you count 10,000 goods coming from agrarian sector, 1 lakh goods coming from different industries. So service sector 500 services are present in India. So all these goods and services year on year, at least minimum increase is present, right? Due to built-in inflation. So it increases. So here, which are all volatile here? Which are all non-volatile? Volatile means frequently changing. So in this 1,10,500 goods, volatile goods are what we can consider. So that we cannot predict it. So agrarian goods are volatile or not? Our agrarian sector depend upon the monsoon. If monsoon failed, can we expect same output in the next year, same prices in the next year? So industries, they are like continue next year also. Maybe last year a industry produced 100 cars. They might produce 95 cars only. Little bit change occur. But if monsoon failed, every state experienced drought. Only few farmers by using the borewells they cultivate. The collapse of agriculture sector, right? In our case, volatility means agrarian sector. So now you can see core inflation means all the goods except agrarian food and fuel. So fuel also volatile because we need to get it from West Asia. If wars are broke out in West Asia, can we get the fuel very easily? So that's why when we exclude food and fuel from the inflation, from all the goods, food and fuel inflation is removed, and remaining goods inflation, if we calculated, that we called as a core inflation. So headline inflation means it is meant for 1,10,500 all goods increasing the prices. Understand? Core inflation versus headline inflation means food and fuel without having remaining items inflation is core inflation. So volatility goods are excluded from the headline inflation. Can it become a core inflation or not? So what is the relationship between core inflation and headline inflation? I am asking relationship. In a equation, you should have both core inflation, headline inflation, and extra also to get it. Core inflation is equal headline inflation minus food and fuel. Is that true or not? Is it relationship between core inflation and headline inflation or not? So this is how you have to practice. So 4 classes it will take. Conceptual clarity for prelims, mains or descriptive questions, 10 questions I will give from this inflation chapter. Okay.